Why so many problem-focused articles in our buyer's hub? Since we started this, I've been asked, why you got so many problem-focused articles and videos? And I don't mind. This industry is opaque, serious, and this stuff is mission critical. However, the infrastructure around Salesforce is pretty problematic. I'd rather just tell people the truth about everything so they can make an informed decision. Underneath all that, there are some very specific things that make problems super prevalent and provide, quite frankly, an abundance of topics to cover. Now, number one, Salesforce AEs don't know the product or your company. And it's not a judgment, it's a structural constraint. These guys live inside a world of multiple clouds, constantly expanding products, 3 annual releases, and new priorities every fiscal year at least. They have massive territories with hundreds of accounts. And they should also figure out what the hell your company is doing this year. These are just people with a ton of control and authority over your entire account and have a pretty overwhelming job, and they don't have the ability to be deep like product experts and experts on your business. They're just numbers. Number two, billable hours and mismatched FTE admins create a ton of waste. Firms that bill hours and FTEs that aren't really needed create a ton of waste. Firms that need to bill you 40 hours a month are forced to create things, and people with a full-time job need to look busy. They most certainly can't take the efficient route and back away, because what the hell else are they going to be doing all week? A healthy org needs user support, it needs enhancements, probably some release review, cleanup, reporting adjustments, and prioritization. However, unless your business is going through massive upheavals and structural changes all the time, or you're Walmart, there just isn't 40 hours of actual real work to do for most companies every week, nor should they be. Should there be? Customer expectations vary wildly. Customers expect wildly different things from Salesforce. Some people think AI is going to save their business. Some people think that pretty little demo is out of the box functionality. And some customers want to squeeze long-term support out of project budgets. And a lot of this stuff is like sleight of hand that ends up being the root cause of a metric ton of disappointment in the system, in the implementations, and in the product features themselves. Also, there's no universal version of right. There's a lot of room for interpretation on how to do things in Salesforce. There isn't some governing body to tell people that this is right via some checklist. Like for me, I'm a systems engineer by background. I focus on peace, continuity, low maintenance, sanity. I pretty actively tell people to stay away from the stuff that requires a bunch of custom code, because those are the things that break on a Saturday when you're at your kid's ball game. Developers are the complete opposite end of that spectrum. They want creativity, flexibility, elegant code, and super possibilities. Neither is wrong, but both can get you where you want to go in their own way. But what it does is it creates a bunch of gray area for people to either believe things, interpret things, or just be flat out wrong about how things work in the platform and misaligned on what people want. Speaking of alignment, the incentives do not align. There's a tremendous number of people in and out and around this stuff. You got your AE, that's your salesperson. You got your consultants, external consultant if you have one. You got your SC, the people who help the AE understand what the hell the damn product do. You got your admin, which is your internal guy. You got the customer, you. Then you got the Salesforce board and the stakeholders, the people pulling the strings behind the scenes to make stuff happen. And what all these players want, can, and does vary greatly. AEs want to make the sale. SEs wants people to quit double booking their calendar for demos to explain this stuff to everybody. Customers, you want to find the right price and get people to use it. Consultants want to stay in business while, not upsetting daddy Salesforce. And the board wants that stock chart to keep going up and to the right. Well, these competing incentives create an environment where misalignment, waste, and frustration are just guaranteed to. Not possible, guaranteed. So we end up talking about problems a lot because it's a very unique and opaque environment with all this stuff going on. We're not in here making plain white t-shirts. We're selling and configuring mission critical software for businesses. And the fact of the matter is, the stuff in and around it makes it really confusing for a lot of people. So our goal is to talk about all the things in the industry that confuse you, the buyer. So yeah, there'd be a bunch of stuff about problems, because when you're in the back end of this stuff, seeing it all, you tend to see a lot of problems. When you're under the hood, I think people should know about them. So that's why we're talking about problems.